Hey guys, it's Viewmasters Reactions, and we're back with episode 8 of Shogun. Last we saw, we got a stick of time, and it had to do with the Ladies of the Willow, or at least the woman who runs the Ladies of the Willow. I mean, I guess it's not just dealing with her, but in our circumstance, it dealt with her. You're given a stick where it burns down, and when it burns out, your time is over. And Toranaga sits with her. She seemed like she had some good ideas and some good philosophy. She's like, I was born and raised in the gutter, and I worked myself up to where I'm at now, where I am still a Lady of the Willow, but I guess the highest standing you could possibly be for a woman in this world. They're not looked at too great. You're obviously not allowed to be Lady Ochiba apparently is of high standing because everyone is afraid of her, and she is ruling now because she is the Taiko's wife, or was he's not around anymore, but her son is next in line, and she is aligning herself with all the shittiest people. But I feel like she has a plan. She is friends with Mariko since they were little. They do have a past, and I feel like Ochiba has a trick up her sleeve. I don't know what happened at the end with Toranaga. I feel like Toranaga has a plan as well, because he surrendered to his shitty brother. His shitty brother comes into our town, looks like he's gonna be our friend, our ally, sits and drinks and eats with us, tells a story about Toranaga shitting his pants, but then lies about him with one swipe taking the head off the first war, the man who he defeated in the first war he ever fought at the age of 12. I said at the end of the episode, why would you lie about that? That to me is way more honorable and cool than telling somebody you shit your pants. I feel like at some point, especially as a child, everyone has shit their pants at some point. So to me, it's rude, and you probably shouldn't say that, and he's obviously trying to make Toranaga look bad. But if you're trying to make someone look bad, I feel like telling people he took 12 swings to hack a guy's head off is more insulting. But Hiromatsu was like, I was there, it was a mess, it took you a while, and then he surrenders. And Anjin was so pissed off that he walked away and was like, all you can eat shit, this is fucking ridiculous, I'm out of here, and he left. That was surprising too. They let Anjin just walk away. No one stopped him. Hiromatsu and everybody else was like, what the frig are you doing? And then the episode ended with Toranaga's son secretly trying to assassinate the brother, and he slips on a rock, cracks his head, and dies. And then nobody got to the brother. So now the brother lives. He is under the impression that they're trying to kill him. He's going to probably think Toranaga sent him. The only thing we have going for us is everyone knows that Toranaga's son is reckless and insane. Toranaga himself could say he's the one that killed Chosen, or Josen, whatever, how you pronounce his name. He's the one that took it upon himself to kill him. But at the end of the day, in this world, everybody blames the Lord, and Toranaga is the Lord. So just like how Yabushigi was like, yo, I had nothing to do with this, I'm on your side. They were like, we don't care, you gotta come talk to Ishido, and he's gonna cut your head off. It's one of those kind of things. But at this point, we were gonna die anyway, so what is to happen? I don't know, but there's only 3 episodes left, and I'm doing this because there's 2 after this one. So let's jump in. You guys want to see more of what I do? In the description of every video is a link for Patreon. You'll see these in full as far as humanly possible. Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest. We're also finishing up Delicious in Dungeon, X-Men 97, starting Fallout this week, and Chucky Season 3 this week as well. The Shield, Hell of a Boss, Jackie Chan movies every month, thousands of other movies and shows, all full unedited. In the description is the link for Patreon. I also shaved my beard, obviously. As you can see, I look way different. This is the first episode I'm doing with a shaved face, so don't get frightened like I'm a different person and I'm faking you out. In the description, full unedited everything. If not, episode 8, Shogun. It looks like we're already traveling. I want to know what the brother has to say. Yep, there's Toranaga. There's Matsu. Toranaga looks like he's sick. Toranaga's coughing. I can't help but think Toranaga is faking it, and I think Anjin is going to come from the water and save us all. I'd rank it lower than boiling. I would too. But higher than eaten by dogs. We have 49 days because of the death. Look at Toranaga, looks sick, man. Toranaga ain't doing good. So they have to hold us for 49 days? Are you really? I'm so happy. His son was a reckless lunatic, and even to the very end, couldn't do anything right.
My lord instructed me to give these to you upon entry to the city, since you no longer choose to stand with us anyway.
At least Nagakado-sama died fighting.
Do you call it
Your
that?
men are here in the city.
That looked really cool. I like the shot. Theme song. Bentaro was like, can I kill Anjin? Only if you kill your wife. Well, I won't do that. Yeah, it ain't over till we have his head pressed on the floor. I was gonna say, he's making a move. Like, would that be dishonorable? To ask to marry? I guess it wouldn't be against the rules. I don't know. I'll agree with that. He did what he thought was right. I'll agree with that. Ami is a sack of shit, but I feel like in the end, he'll be like a very strong ally. Sorry about the barbarians, poor manners. No, you're an asshole.
Like the cockroach.
Like the cockroach.
It was not you I came to Edo for. I have urgent business with Toranaga-sama.
I want to believe he's faking it, because if he's not, he is very ill.
The church did not send me on this mission, Lord. I have come on my own. If you form an alliance with his mother, the heir would be free to turn against Ishido.
As much as I hate him, he might be our chance. What I thought from the beginning, we gotta somehow get with Ochiba. If it benefits her, yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah, you're like surrendering, you're giving up. I think it's all a trick, because he's like, all I ask is you go back and tell them what you saw. That's what I'm saying. So Matsu saw it too. He wants the priest to go back, say to everybody, this dude is done. That's what I thought this was about. In my head, I'm like, is he doing some sort of ceremony? You hate your life that much? Would you want to go into oblivion with this dude? Yeah, I want to be away from you. I don't want to be with you. Yes. Then be bound to you. Exactly. Did he not get it, or is he hoping he was wrong? Because that is just silly. Buntaro's better off just fighting to the death. There's his men.
John Blackthorn, that's you.
We had orders.
We could have turned home, and you know it. Our orders ended when the Captain General sent a shot at the back of his head. First, take off those skirts. I said take them off!
All right, his men have clearly... Yeah, beat the shit out of him. You die. Oh my god, well, don't do that. My god. I understand what he's saying. Anjin could have just turned around, but, like, he continued on their mission. Stop these games. Do what's right. I love it. This lady might have saved all our lives. This is the perfect thing we need. She's like, stop fucking around. So between the death of her, because she just died, we might have just had two people come together stronger than ever. I feel like Toranaga's gonna come in coughing and hacking like he's all sick. This is all bullshit, gentlemen. We fight tonight. I think it's a test. I think it's like, if you sign this paper, I know who really is loyal to me. Ami signing it. Ami was the one I wasn't sure. But Ami talked to Kiku, and Kiku's like, this is what loyalty is. And the guy said, my job is to advise you. Because they're so passionate. I don't know what to think. And Matsu's the man. He's like,
拙者は殿が小便垂れの小僧の頃からおそばにお仕えしてまいりました。
I really think it's a test, but this is like a crazy test. It would be a total, but I think Toranaga's trying to say it's not a pointless test because I can't even speak.
天が NG いたすのでございまするぞ。
Toranaga's gonna have to speak up or let this dude die. I think once he goes to do it, Toranaga's gonna be like, enough! You called my bluff. This is fucking nuts. If Matsu kills himself for the call, I'm gonna be so pissed off. I think he's gonna go to do it, and Toranaga's gonna be like, all right, you proved it.
お前が解釈せよ。
Does Toranaga actually, I can't imagine he'd let this happen. He's gonna call his bluff. Matsu's gonna call his bluff, but now Buntaro's like, I'll take your head, but I'm next.
生きるのじゃ。決して殿を見捨てるでないぞ。
This is like so, oh my god, I don't even know now. Is it still a test? Is it a test still?
虎長様、狂っておる。お止めくだされ。ごめん。
Oh my fucking god, are you kidding me? I cannot believe this is actually going through. I fucking hate, I'm like so angry at Toranaga right now. I can't even like focus on the rest of the episode. I can't believe that just fucking happened. Did he need Matsu to do that to prove a point? He had to die to make it look real. That's what I was thinking. Are you shitting me? Is she gonna go, good job guys, you did well. Now he's gonna explain to them because he needed to know, because now they can know. Now they can know, listen guys, I know what you're doing, take Mariko. I don't think he's sick. I don't think he was ever sick. I think this whole thing was an act. Deceiving him? Then he's gotta look the part. My god though. Hiromatsu and his son. All right, everybody, that is it for episode 8 of Shogun. My God, I was so pissed off. I understand why he had to do what he did and why Matsu had to die. Did Matsu know? Did Matsu know that he was doing that? Oh my, I feel like Matsu had to know what was happening because Buntaro was like, I'm next. And he was like, do not go next. You need to stand by this man and see it through and let me die on my own terms. So I have to almost assume that Matsu, being as loyal a person to Toranaga, that he either knew or in his head he thought that this is what's happening. I don't know. But Matsu just gutted himself and had Buntaro chop his head off in front of everybody to prove a point that be loyal to your lord, and it also gets back. Toranaga has truly given up. I just can't believe we had to witness that for it to work. But I mean, it does make sense because I was thinking the same thing the whole time. The priest is going to go back. Now he sees they're building basically a whorehouse next to the church. So I'm thinking, is that enough? Is that stupid priest? Because no one really trusts the priests. And the priests are all hated by everybody, I feel like. So I'm like, would that be enough? With the priest going back and telling them, yeah, Toranaga's sick and he's defeated and his son just died and blah, 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 blah. Is that really going to be enough for them to truly believe he's surrendering? Because Ochiba said in the beginning of the episode, I won't believe anything until we see him literally bow his head down on the ground and submit. And I'm saying the same thing. Anything could happen. Even if Toranaga really is defeated, maybe something changes. Maybe the dying of his son, maybe 49 days will give him enough time to really think about it if he wasn't already formulating a plan, which he was, and I figured he was. But just in case, 49 days gives us some time, and maybe he'll change his mind. And that's what I think Ochiba was saying. I don't believe anything. I think he's either formulating a plan or anything could happen. What if somebody dies and changes the outcome of the future? AKA Ochiba's mother dies and literally says, Ichido, I'm probably saying that wrong. But he's nothing. He comes from nothing. Why are you doing this? You're doing everything wrong. So like her death came at a perfect time for it to be like an alignment with Toranaga. In the midst of all this, Toranaga really does have a plan. But the whole time I'm thinking, is it enough that the priest goes and says all this? They could just think the priest is paid off or he's a moron and he doesn't know what he's talking about. What could seal the deal on all this? Having your best friend in the world, Matsu, gutting himself and taking his head in the name of him going against his lord, and having Toranaga sit there. So now people are going to go, Toranaga just stood there and watched Matsu gut himself and Buntaro cut his head off, and the man is truly done. He is defeated. At the end there, he coughed, and then he got up, and he had like a little hitch in his step, but it looked like he started walking pretty good. And then he went to the grave of his son and said, you and Matsu bought me the time I needed. I will not waste it. He has had this plan since the beginning, but I'm sure he didn't think his son would die the way his son died, but he definitely knew that Matsu was going to go out like that and had to have it happen to get the edge. Now, I understand if Matsu didn't do that, there is a good chance that no one would believe it and everyone would die. So I think he was thinking Matsu's old. You got to sacrifice somebody for the cause. And we're all going to die anyway, probably. I mean, at the very least, we're going to go to war and we're going to lose a lot of people. So that was what needed to be done. And then he goes, Yabushige and Anjin are so predictable that I know they're going to jump on their ships and sail to Osaka and try to do something secretly, but I already know they're going to do it. So he sends Mariko with them, and Mariko's like, yeah, here's a note from Toranaga. He knows what you guys are up to. And I'm sure he explained himself, and now they're part of it. But it's almost like they all had to stand by and see that happen. So Toranaga trusted them and had no doubt in his mind, which is funny because they're secretly going behind his back, but they're going behind his back to protect him. So I guess he understands that. And now Marika goes, that was also interesting too. Buntaro's like, tonight we will die. I'll finally give you peace. And she's like, are you a moron? I don't want to die with you. I want to die on my own terms and be out of your reach. And your solution to this is, hey, let's die together. That's the last thing I want. I would spend 1,000 years in this shitty life to not be bound to you. So that was horrible from Buntaro too. I mean, Buntaro's had a bad episode. He had to kill his father and find out from his wife that she'd rather live 1,000 years in misery than die with him. So poor Buntaro. I hope he goes out like the warrior he is. I'm going to go edit this up. You guys let me know what you think. A crazy episode. Honestly, a great episode, but sad and horrible, and it had to happen, I guess, because there's 2 episodes left, and we're going to war. You guys want to see more of what I do? In the description of every video is a link for Patreon. You'll see these in full as far as possible. Same thing with Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Persevichus. We're finishing up Delicious in Dungeon, X-Men 97, starting Fallout and Chucky Season 3 Part 2 this week. Jackie Chan movies every month. Eventually Cobra Kai and Stranger Things final seasons. Thousands of other movies and shows in full unedited. Patreon link in the description. If not, comments down below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.